Welcome back, everyone, or for the first time, welcome. We are the LGM Boys of Kansas City, so there may be something in the works, but don't worry about that. My name is Chase.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Blakeston.
Me llamo Esteban.
And we are just four friends, and it's weird because we live in the same village, but we're all the village idiot and have no authority or right to be telling our opinion to anyone on anything ever. So
That's right.
let's spend the next hour talking and telling you our opinion. I'll do it.
Yeah. And I think today we're going to be talking about our theories on life, what guides our morality as, some of us young men, some of us middle-aged men.
Hey, easy, buddy. Easy, buddy. Steven.
I'm the oldest.
And what kind of guides our moral compass since we're not, very religious, how we walk through life.
Yeah. I appreciate you guys joining, and let us know in the comments. Let us know if you've got any thoughts on the topic. Because I'm telling you, I be driving in my car. Sometimes I'm on a long drive and just have theories popping in my head on the way things work. But then I realize how stupid I am and how many mistakes I've made, and I remember, oh yeah, don't give that theory any credit because of dumb.
It's gonna make you look bad.
It's gonna make me look bad. So
We don't want that.
So living in this world, trying to explain life to ourselves and trying to find some meaning in this chaos. And I know I'm surrounded by religious people on a daily basis. My whole family's religious, and they have a very clear compass on what guides their choices and actions in life. And for me, I don't have that. So I was thinking about that for myself, which made me interested to get to know my friends better and ask them what guides thouest life. And as King James Version would say, hello, what guides thouest life?
Hey.
It's true. Word for word.
So we're going to get into it today.
Yeah, but before that, we'd like to, do a quick shout out and thank you.
You can do it.
He's trying.
Today, Junior.
Still going.
Thank you all. Thank you to
Thanks to everyone that
Round two.
follows us on Patreon, YouTube,
Thank you.
Instagram, any of the socials. They really be
The spicy
Yeah,
pages.
You
Thank
don't
you.
even have to thank me. You don't even. Yeah. Thanks to them, and
That
don't worry
means a
about thanking
whole
me.
lot. It makes us
Yeah.
be able to do what we do.
It does.
We don't
out
have
there
real jobs.
supporting us, and tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your cats. We need anyone and everyone to like, subscribe, and support.
Hide your kids. Hide your husband.
Don't talk about kids, dude.
We also have cameos. If you want to get a personal shout out from the LGM Boys, we've got merch available at the merch app, and we have the best yet, which is going to be the final edition of the Sexy Mover calendar that's going to be going on
Year
pre-orders
4.
September 1st. 4 years strong of the Sexy Mover calendar, which we are not movers anymore. So this is a calendar we're acting like movers, but obviously we've been movers our whole life. If you got that blue collar fantasy, you're going to need to see this shit. Wait till
We've got 2 months done, and boy, they are nice.
They're fucking hot. So
Yeah.
make sure you check out the Sexy Mover calendar. It's going to be, pre-orders are going to be available September 1st. Get one for your husband. Get one for your wife. Get one for your coworker. Because,
Yeah. Your grandma will like it too.
All right, so one thing that was making me think of this, you guys, I've been tasked and actually stepped up to come up with ideas for the podcast. And this is just shit. If it's up to me, I'm going to talk about shit that I'm interested in. I think about what's important to me, and that's my friendships. My friendships ranks probably top 3 most important things in my entire life.
top 3. You said.
Actually, probably.
Bitch.
What's that?
By top 3, that
You
feels
just
like
made it
3
to-
to me.
Bottom 4, buddy.
Mother.
Yeah, you're not on the list anymore, pal. Way to get evacuated from that list. No, I think if like in general relationships is probably number 1. So I guess that would be that includes my friends because I spend most of my time with you guys.
We are in relationships together.
That's what a relationship is.
Of the friend variety.
Good definition.
Of the best friend variant.
Oh,
Are
you threw me for a
That's
loop. I
wicked.
thought you were going to say variety, and you went with variant.
I didn't want to say it twice in a row.
Are you Merriam or are you Webster? Because that is a definition, my friend. Very good.
Yes.
So I
I
think
ran out of words.
maybe
Good job.
just my daughter is more important, but then yeah, my friends are right there and I spend most of my time with you guys. So when I'm thinking about topics for podcasts, I think what can I do to get to know my friends better? And I think that we never really take set time aside, intentional time aside to get to talk about meaningful things, and a lot of our interactions are work related, fitness related, rugby related, small talk for the day. How you been? How's the missus? The whole night.
Not the small talk.
I don't think we've ever done that.
That reminds me of the one time that we were filming a skit at 54th Street, and we were all sitting down, and the skit was, "Hey, how you doing? How's your day been? Blah blah blah." And I could not stop laughing. We would never be.
We
doing
were directed to small talk with each other, and we were like, "This is not the way we operate."
I don't think we've ever done
We
this.
always have things to say. I can't get these guys to shut up, and we were sitting there trying to small talk and could not figure it out.
For the camera.
Hello, Steven. How's the family? Fuck. I don't give a fuck, dog. Hey. Yeah, the small talk is, but not necessarily small talk, but we do get stuck, in the mundane of life and talking about the daily shit. And we never really set time aside. I remember way back when we actually were movers and we were working together, we would be on long truck drives all the time and would have conversations that were a little bit more substantive.
Yeah.
Those were the best times of my life.
The long trips.
Yeah, when
Yeah,
you
those are
just
good.
aren't thinking about anything other than deep thoughts and
Yeah,
just
well,
nothing.
You and the road.
You get like 2-3 hours into a 10-hour drive, and you're done with music, and you can't really do much else. So you just start yapping.
You've already jacked off multiple times.
What?
No,
Not again.
I didn't
we had
wanna-
a clean slate.
This is for Blakeston. I didn't want to let him down. And you guys will get mad at him for always talking about jacking off, so I had to say.
In solitude.
Just so you guys know, we're in a cab of a truck. There's only a bench seat. There's no back seat.
As
There's
soon
no
as-
way to hide. It's just
As soon as the co-driver's falling asleep, I'm getting mines. I'm getting mines.
All over them?
no. This
Not
is,
all over them. I clean up. I'm a generous lover.
All right. This is going off the rails. No, seriously though, we would find ourselves in long truck rides very, very often. We'd get to have meaningful conversations with our friends, and it's just you and them, so it could be pretty damn intimate of the platonic variety, but getting to know each other at a deep, meaningful level. And because we're not movers anymore and we're not in those long truck rides, we don't really have those conversations anymore. So I was thinking of a podcast topic, and I wanted to get to know my friends better as of right now lately.
What do you want from us?
What's your question?
What do you want to know about us?
I think it's good for me, just for myself, speaking shit out loud and trying to get your guys' feedback and or opinion and or contradictions to anything that I may be thinking. Helps me think about things from a different perspective, because it's too easy to get caught up in our own perspectives. So
Yeah, I'll start.
Yeah, fuck
What
yeah.
are your fucking kinks?
Yeah.
I think I probably already know all those.
Okay. I know I have some.
I could say mine, but you guys won't be happy with me.
Won't dislike you?
It's just I don't know if kink or just saying inappropriate stuff. I don't know where the
Is
line
it
is.
a fetish? What's the difference between a kink and a fetish? Is it the same?
I feel like a fetish is you can't fucking help it, but a kink is like, yeah, fuck it.
Oh,
You
then
just
mine's a
kinda like
fetish.
it?
Yeah.
Mine's a fetish and a kink then
Oh,
probably.
fuck, baby.
My kink is having fetishes.
Oh, fuck, baby.
No, I'm just joking. Blakeston, go.
Well, I guess we're just here, so I'll say it. It's if there's any kind of slight nuance that a girl wants me to finish inside of her, I will. I can't.
Wow.
I can't handle it.
0 to 100.
Yeah, that is the little cream pie fetish guy. That's
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
How many kids do you have?
0.
Wow.
How many ex-kids
Impressive.
do you have?
Oh, my God.
Okay, that's fucked up, buddy.
All right. We were going to talk about God, but now he hates us, so we're not going to talk about him anymore.
I've thought about this before. You know how you guys review game film? Like, if you've ever played a sport, you get the game film, you have to watch it as a team, and they call out where you fucked up. I swear to God, I'm going to be at the pearly gates, and Jesus is going to roll out, like, the old TV cart. Like, from elementary school, he's going to roll out the TV where it's strapped down to the cart, and he's going to be like, look at this shit, motherfucker. And he's going to hit play, and it's going to be all the times I've been roasting his bitch ass and all the
Yep.
shit I've talked, and yep.
Yep.
And then your cream pie, or Kyle, your fucking ex-kids comment's going to be on your highlight reel.
Yeah. I was imagining the old projector getting rolled out.
Yep. Yep. Run it back. Run that
What's your
beautiful
kink,
bean
Kyle?
footage.
I don't even know if I have one really.
Oh, vanilla.
I'm pretty vanilla.
Oh,
I think.
plain
I'm
Jane.
not even gonna front on it. A lot of guys be like, damn, be talking their shit up, saying they freak in the sheets.
Yeah.
I'm cool. I lay it down and then I get mine.
And then he lays
I
down.
make sure she gets hers, and then I get mines, and then I go to bed.
That boy Kyle likes Kissy Missionary.
Oh.
Oh.
How sensitive of you.
He just
We'll love her.
lights up the cigarette and rolls over and puts his thumb in his mouth and goes to sleep.
I don't know if this is a kink, but I really like the back. Blakeson, can I use you as an example?
Steven likes anal, but it always hurts, and he's trying to get worked up to it. And
So look here. God damn, you're hot. When you can see this part of a girl named Alex, that really gets me going. I don't know why. Maybe not even the butt crack, but like above it. But I don't like the dimples though.
You don't like the
And
thumb holsters?
No. Oh my God. I mean, I guess I don't not like it, but I don't know if that's a kink, but that really kind of gets me going.
I respect it.
just the small of the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, the small of the back. Maybe a little crack.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I thought I said this as a joke and we full sent it. So.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you
no,
kept
we're-
pushing too. It's not you
yeah,
said it
we're-
as a joke. You kept pushing.
We're here now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we're not stopping. Are you fucking my ass? We're staying straight.
Kink.
All right, everybody went. What's mine? I don't know.
I fuck around with some butt stuff. Fuck.
Really? And
Yeah.
it doesn't hurt, or have you had to work up to it, or
Yeah. What size strap-ons does she use?
and what
for
do you
you?
mean,
use for
this-
does she use her
lubrication?
finger first?
Honey, I'm home. Yeah, no, it doesn't hurt. Me
She
at
u-
least.
Does she use her finger
He
at
uses
first?
honey
Scrap
for
on.
lube.
Oh, okay.
Not for me anally, for them anally.
This boy Kyle had to poop the other day.
What did you say, Kyle?
Kyle, I'm gonna let you deliver your own punchline because you deserve it, my friend.
We were in the car and I was like, man, I have to relieve myself anally.
I'm
got
gonna
us
give
all.
myself some anal relief real quick.
and he meant of the going poop right. Because sometimes just to go
It was
completely
good.
off the rails, this is our rating.
We're already there. You might as
Yeah.
well.
Sometimes after I make big, massive pile in the toilet, after I make big poopy, it'll be like 30 minutes later, and I literally don't remember if I had a big shit or I jacked off. It feels the exact same.
Oh my God. Fetish
It's the exact-
kink unlocked.
It's the
Is that what
exact same sensation of.
Oh my God. I think you just told us something.
Am I the only one who's ever? I was kidding about that.
I think he's the only one.
This is into something.
And I think you like things in and out of your butt. I think.
No, sometimes. All right, kink. I like it. Sometimes things can
Rough?
get pretty rough.
For you or for them?
I'm the one in charge.
Okay.
Yeah, get a little,
So
maybe a
for
little
them-
choke guy, a little fucking throw around guy.
I like to choke and be choked, which
Wow.
I realized lately isn't a thing that a lot of guys are in, or
Um,
it's not as like people aren't as into it as I thought.
Man, but you won't let me choke out your nipples.
I don't like my nipples being touched. There was one time
Anti-kink.
where if you dislike something, it's an anti-kink. Yeah, I don't like my nipples being touched, but not sexually. I think I do like them being touched sexually.
So
just
it
out-
sexually frustrates you whenever anybody randomly does it.
I just don't like it. Yeah,
Or you do, and you don't like that you do like it.
which means I don't like it. I think.
Full circle.
Yeah. Either way, don't touch my nipples unless you're having sex with me.
Yeah. So when he
I'll-
reaches
yeah, I'll
around
try
from
it.
behind, it's done.
Yeah, that goes for any of you three.
All right, I'll keep fucking. I'm taking notes,
Yeah.
buddy.
Yeah, I don't know if do you guys like being choked during sexuals?
No, one time,
Fuck no.
I got
Manhandled?
somebody tried to get rough with me, and I didn't. I returned the favor multiple time fold, like fourfold. I returned the favor, so
So you
You
did like
avenged
it.
I didn't like
Sevenfold.
it. I was angry. It was not
It was
turned on. It was
turned-
angry.
Turn from generous loving to hate fucking.
Which
Did that do anything for the aftermath?
it got the intended party's result, I think.
Oh fuck, baby.
Yeah, I'm not into getting choked.
Yeah.
I can't say that.
I'm not into getting choked, and I'm not into choking.
Yeah, neither am I now.
But
Yeah,
I do like to
am
be
kind of into it.
like forceful and have my way and whatnot. But no, I don't.
Steven even powers up sometimes. He goes Super Saiyan. So
Desi, put a little Super Saiyan real quick.
the
Cool.
mullet stands on end and flips up. It actually looks like a windbreak, but it's him going Trailer Park Super Saiyan.
Damn, no.
It actually just flows as if there's wind, like a cape.
Yeah.
That is my cape, my mullet.
It's fucking funny. All right,
More,
so
ma'am.
that was a good little discussion regarding kinks, but there's nothing to. You guys, we have a whole outline of things to talk about, and that's not on there. But
To bring us back to what we're supposed to be talking about, one time
You go.
I got slapped in the face while I was having sex,
Oh well.
and it threw me for a loop. All right, and now go.
That was it.
Yeah.
we'll have more.
Yeah, have more. That was.
Which one of them slapped you in the face?
Did I
It
use
was
my
a-
palm or the back?
It was a frenzy of all three of you being there, and it was hard to tell.
That was the gang initiation, my friend. Just because you were jacking off doesn't mean we were having sex.
I mean, if we all
Alright.
finished, I mean,
now
it's
we are
something.
going to be stripped
Yeah,
of our
this is
monetization.
all-
Yep. That we haven't even earned yet.
All right, cut that, and we will start the podcast now.
No.
This can be on just Patreon. We could cut that and just be on Patreon and
I
start.
think we can get away with it. It's just make sure to cut out the cussing if we even did it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as I was saying, we don't get to have in-depth discussions with our friends, so today is the day for that.
Well, hold on. I think the only thing we ever do have in-depth discussions on is our sexual preferences. I've known all these things about you for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't need to talk about this. I already knew this
Yeah.
about you.
This was for
This is
you
for
guys.
real.
But I think getting back on topic, trying to figure out from you guys if you even think about these things. If not, then now's a good time for you as well. Trying to figure out what dictates your guys' choices, what your goals are with life, and if we have a fucking reason for being here, if we have a purpose, if you guys think you have a purpose, or what the goals are, what your overall goals are with life.
I feel like what dictates me is God and or my intuition and moral compass is just very strong. I communicate with it, like have conversations with myself or God, whatever that is to you or whatever. And I feel like that is my God, because I've always believed that there like is a God, but I haven't believed that like the church God because of bad experiences. But I feel like the intuition / my God is what dictates what I do and whatnot.
Your inner self, your inner
Conscious.
It
consciousness.
feels and sounds like I'm talking
Yeah.
to myself in my head, but it could be God. I don't know.
I'm talking to myself right
That's
now.
fair.
What Christians would call the Holy Spirit.
It could be the Holy Spirit. I don't know.
Is that what it, is that what it actually is? The Holy Spirit's
Holy
in
moly,
the
spirit.
in the body, the consciousness.
I guess that's an incredibly in-depth theological question, but I think that's what it is. I think that the way that I've seen it in practice, and I don't know if this is real life, but the way a lot of the people who I've talked to explain it is that's it. They don't have a conscience. It is only the Holy Spirit. And when they feel compelled to do something or they're being pushed in a certain direction, it's the Holy Spirit. And it's like, well, that's you. You're doing that. But that I don't know.
Or they're thinking, well, that's the Holy Spirit. Whenever
Yeah.
you're saying that, so I don't know. Who
Yeah,
knows?
so it's one of those things of when I was saying that, I was saying the flip side could just be you, whereas there is no flip side.
Yeah.
There just is what it is to them.
Well, either way, I've been communicating with that energy or intuition since I can remember.
Yeah, it's
Even
called
like
talking to yourself.
praying and
Yeah, you're
Like-
psycho.
whenever I was a little kid and I really wanted to do good in football, I would like pray in my head, please let this happen, please this, that, and the third, literally in my own head before I made something happen. And
They call that the law of attraction. I mean, there's a lot of different names for it. There's a lot of different things but I think the
but
way
then
I've
I would always in my head say, thank you, God, whatever that meant, if it went well.
Yeah. Little kids, I think when you're little kids, you have very structured and well-defined way of things of the way things are, just like you hear something and that is what it is. And I see this a lot when I'm talking to my daughter who's 5 years old. It's just, this is how things are. And the older I've gotten, the more I see it's like, oh yeah, there's a lot of questions and I realize I don't have any answers to anything. Whereas when you're a little kid, it seems like I would just take like whatever my parents would say or whatever, like if I arrived at a truth or what I thought was the truth, that was just how it was. And it was very easy to define and very easy to answer any questions or look at, when I've realized that that's almost never the case.
Yeah, I've realized as you get older, it seems to be more and more questions and less answers. I remember being a kid, and it was I didn't really think about anything, didn't think about life, didn't think about what I'm doing. It was just I was just going and in the moment. Whereas now,
That's why ignorance is bliss.
yeah,
You
those
ain't wrong.
Those were good times. Now it's like okay,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the future, thinking about what we're doing here. How can I be better on a daily basis? just like those type of things. So I mean, theories on life. I
wish that's all I thought about.
would.
I'm just a psychopath in the head.
Yeah, you're a little big head, small brain type guy over there.
There's so many rooms for ideas to bounce off of. Bitch.
Do you guys think? What do you think about? And it's kind of a loaded question because it's a kind of a trick question. What do you guys think about the idea of purpose or having a purpose? Do you guys think we have a purpose?
I don't think. I think the purpose is
What you fucking make it?
yeah, just whatever you find. I think it's good to have a purpose, like find something that you care about and do things that you're passionate about. But I don't think that there's an innate purpose for us to be here. It's the
You're
same
talking
as
about individually or as a collective, as humanity.
Both.
Both.
Because obviously, if there is a purpose for humanity, you have a role in that because you are part of that.
Yeah.
because
So that would, I think that if there was a purpose at scale, that would imply that you have a purpose as well.
Well, do animals and whatnot have purpose? Like, their purpose is to fucking survive. Lion needs to hunt to survive. Is that their purpose, or is that just a human thing to have a purpose? What exactly even is a purpose?
I think that everything matters. Every single thing matters as much as nothing matters. I think that people talk
Find balance.
because you talk about like people doing things that are like you want to be a good person and do all these things and care about people. In my beliefs, we're just gonna die. And then that's it. Like the world, people care about nature and the world, which is good. I think good things to care about. But at the end of the day, everything's gonna end. We're all gonna die. Nothing matters. But also vice versa, every little detail matters. Everything matters and how you treat people. So I don't really know what the purpose is other than feeling fulfilled and being happy and trying to create good things. But I don't know.
Yeah, I think that there you might be onto something with that. I once heard that not having a purpose is completely fine. This dude was talking about how the people with the strongest purposes have done the most evil in the world.
Yeah.
He was saying how these people felt they were destined to accomplish something or to do something, and it was bestowed upon them, and they're falling into this role, and they've completed the worst atrocities the world has ever seen because of they were fulfilling their purpose, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like if you put that into perspective, then it's like, yeah, being okay with not having a divine purpose, at least for that matter. But
Yeah.
then goes into the question is like, well, okay, maybe we are here for nothing, or maybe we're just here. Maybe it's just completely circumstantial.
Yeah.
That's what I don't think anything matters more than what you give it value. So
In that case, and the way you're saying that, then, and sort of like Steve was saying, we're the gods of our own universe.
yeah.
You can create whatever purpose for yourself, or you can create not having a purpose. It's completely up to us and how you want to live your life. Kyle, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with that. For me personally, my purpose, I mean, I'm just trying to do my best to be happy as I can be. And I think to be happy might be the purpose for everybody. Because when you're happy, you can do more for others. So like if you're not in a state of happiness, it's hard for you to make somebody else happy or help somebody else to be happy, to give valuable information as far as your life views, your experiences to other people if you're not in a state of being happy and fulfilled. So for me, every day I just try and be a little bit better, reflect on the things that I think I'm doing wrong. And then that way, hopefully, maybe I can touch somebody else in non-sexual way to be happy.
I couldn't literally not agree more. It ties in exactly with, I think it ties in exactly with what Blakeston said. I think that
Thank you for clarifying.
there's not necessarily a purpose, or definitely not a divine purpose from anything outside of what we create. And when I think that that's the case, it is exactly what you said, Blakeston. Nothing really matters. And so when I think about that, like if this is what we have, then everything matters that we do here is, if anything matters, it's what we do here and how we spend our time. And if our goal is to be happy and live as happy as possible, making choices that lead to long-term, like true, meaningful, sustainable happiness, and how we, I don't know, dude. Like our legacy that we leave behind is every single interaction that we have. How do we treat the people around us? And then when we die, if we're gone, what sort of effects does that have throughout the world after we're gone?
Can't your purpose just be to pursue what you have urges to do?
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I think so.
That's kind of yeah.
Like
I
I've
think
always
that's kind of what we're saying to some extent.
I've always had the urge to be like a good role model for my younger brothers and sisters, even my older brothers and sisters, my family, and just the kids in general. I've always had that feeling that I wanted to do that to help influence positively the generations before and after and whatnot. And I feel like that's a purpose, but not everybody has that urge to be a good image for people. That could be my purpose. Whereas your purpose is just to be happy and financially stable or whatever. That could just be your fucking purpose, your mini little purpose.
Do you not feel, you would try to help them even at the expense of your own happiness? That's what you're saying? You value being a good mentor or leading them over being happy? No,
just making the right decisions and choices in life on what you do, being a good role model. Not necessarily, let me give you a fucking $10,000 to buy a car. Not like that. Just to have someone to look up to know there's a better way to do things and better way to live your life positively and just be a good role model at.
Yeah.
I don't know. Kind of like the superhero effect.
I would make the argument that you doing that makes you happy, and that's why you do that.
Yeah. It's always been like a little urge. It's not even that I want to do it because it makes me happy. I've always had the urge to be a good role model for specifically the youngsters.
Yeah, I
think if you
dozens
of nieces and nephews.
And you fulfill that urge, then you're happy. That's what makes you happy, so that's why you do it.
There are specifics. Yeah, the specifics of what is going to lead us to live a happy life might be different for each of us. But I think the goal is to be happy. But that's why I was trying to differentiate, because maybe I'm wrong in thinking about that, and you're not doing that for happiness. You're doing it for its own reason. But I think that
it doesn't feel like happiness. It feels like I should and need to be doing this for their sake.
Yeah.
I've thought about exactly what you said, because I like doing things for people. Like Chase and I, for the rugby team, we've done a lot of things. We put ourselves out a lot by helping out monetarily, helping out with some of the international players, driving the team bus to away games, doing a lot of things. And that's just one specific example of things. But people are always like, a lot of guys on the team are like, man, you do so much, like, thank you. And I think I do it more for selfish reasons of I like how it makes me feel than specifically to help them out. Obviously, I want to help them out because they're friends, they're teammates, it's my team. But I think I enjoy, it's like a selfish thing too, of me being happy that I'm helping people, and it creates a certain amount of happiness for me. So.
And happy might be semantics. When I say happy, I'm talking about like satisfied or fulfilled as well. Like happy is just the word I'm using. But if like you, at the end of the day, you want to reflect back and think, I lived a satisfying and fulfilled life.
Yeah.
And so like we could say happy, that just makes you feel happy, content. So it's the same thing. If like you being a positive role model to the people around you helps you live a fulfilled life, and maybe that is your purpose. That gives you your purpose.
Yeah. I'm not talking about walking around
jolly, not joyous
all day
and
long.
jolly.
You know, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just feeling satisfied and fulfilled.
I agree. Just because this popped into my head, what is like one thing that you guys are? I'm always trying to consciously work on something or work on things and be better. It's easier said than done. Sometimes I go days, weeks without focusing on what I want to work on. But do you guys have anything that you're trying to be better at, or can think of that you're consciously trying to be work on? Yeah, I know there's a lot of things I try to be better at. And
what are you working on lately?
So one thing I was thinking of is I used to be as bad as someone could be at it, is not caring about winning an interaction, but coming to something where both parties are satisfied or happy, and treating people fair and with respect, instead of, if I think I'm right, making that the point and being like, I'm right, you're wrong, you shouldn't have done this, I should have done, or I was right. But understanding they might be going through this, or I might be wrong. I might think I'm right, but I might be wrong, and not focusing on belittling or making the other person think anything. If that makes sense.
I like it
don't know
when
if
you
that-
make fun of yourself and you've turned yourself into a joke when you say, I won this interaction. And that shit is fucking funny
Yeah.
every time.
But I used to be really bad at especially in a work environment, if I thought I was right and other people were wrong, literally making them feel lesser because I wanted them to know I was right or that they shouldn't have done that. It's something that I've worked on a lot, and I think I'm a lot better at it, but there's still times I catch myself even just thinking, this person shouldn't have done this. I did the right thing. How can I say a snarky comment, or how can I, not necessarily like try and dig at them, but just, instead of working together to figure stuff out together.
Is that an ego thing, an argumentative thing? What does that even mean?
I don't think it's maybe it is an ego thing. I don't know. I don't know. Because I'm not really wording it very well now that I'm thinking about it, but just.
I think you're explaining it very well.
Yeah.
Exactly what you've been working on, and it makes perfect sense to me.
Just trying to be compassionate in all facets, even when I might be agitated or annoyed. And
Especially when.
yeah, and understanding that I do just as, and especially with you three, because we're around each other literally every day, it's very easy to find things to be annoyed about, or to be, we all do things that it's just the nature of being around someone all the time. So just trying to keep in mind, it's okay, it's not a big deal, and work on things together, or present things in a manner where it can be received by the other person instead of just coming at them, is I guess kind of more.
One thing
so.
that I heard long ago, Blake, and that what you're talking about reminds me of that I apply in the situations that you're describing, is I heard that stuck with me, is that in every single situation, in every single interaction, you are simultaneously a teacher and a student.
Yeah.
You
That's
have
good.
dude, in mine, nothing's taught me that more than my daughter.
Yeah.
You would think a little kid, you're just there to help them and guide them. She has, since I've opened up my heart and my mind to be the student to her as well, it's just, she's taught me, I'm not even joking, I feel like she's taught me more than I've been able to teach her.
Your
Yeah.
ABCs.
Regarding patience, regarding myself, regarding maybe even purpose, or
That's
like valuing what is actually important.
Mhm.
That in every interaction, whether it's with a coworker, whether it's with a random person, you are a teacher and a student, and both people are in both roles simultaneously.
that's powerful shit.
It's fucking good, and that makes me value interactions a lot more. Makes me value interactions, even if they seem small. It makes me value, but it's, again, like you said, something I don't think about every day.
Yeah.
But
I say I'm working on it, but it's hard to. There's a million things going on in your life.
You're doing
and every,
it, though, bro. You're
yeah.
doing it. Think it. We're fucking creatures of habit. That small mindfulness is just a seed
Yeah.
that will grow into a tree.
Mhm.
No doubt about it. Will grow into a tree if you nurture it and fucking water it. It's just like anything else. It's just like physical health. It's your mental and spiritual health. It's, okay, I'm overweight and out of shape. How did I get here? Oh, it's been 5 years of not doing the right things. Let me start today by doing the right things. And of
Yeah.
course, I'm not perfect every day, but I got to get healthy the same way I got sick.
Yeah.
It's 5 years of doing the right thing. You'll look back and be like, oh, fuck, I'm healthy.
Yep.
It's 5 years of being mindful of, as often as you can, of changing these habits. And then soon it will no longer be a habit. It will be a personality trait.
Yep.
That's
I
a
agree.
theory. Again, I'm a fucking idiot. Don't go by that, but it is a theory.
What kickstarted me thinking about this was literally like 3 or 4 years ago when I was in a meeting with Austin, one of our coworkers, and he called me out for being an asshole. It literally, I mean, there's more to it, but he basically told me that I'm kind of a dick sometimes. And instead of me, like, and of course, whenever he first said it, I instantly was defensive. But I remember just a couple minutes later, just being in the meeting, just thinking about it, and then talking to him after the meeting and apologizing, and then thinking I might as well work on this because Austin's someone I respect his opinion. And if he's thinking it, I'm sure a lot of other people are feeling similar. So that kickstarted that for me.
Yeah,
Wow.
Austin's a good dude. I have what I've been working on is kind of what you've been working on, Blakeston, just even more general, which I think for me is, well, the reason I'm mindful of this is because I want to exemplify if I can make this change across the board, which is to love people just love people where they're at and accept people where they're at. And just like I'm not here to show anybody anything, I'm here to figure it out for myself, and I'm just as lost as anybody who I could look at, any random person, I'm just as lost as them. So just if can get to a place where I just love people, I have no expectations of them, which is obviously hard to do, especially for people you're engaged in relationships with. That is what relationships are, is you expect certain things, but just love people and, you know, not be to where I can be let down by them, just love them and accept them and, you know, put myself up to where I'm doing my thug thizzle regardless of what anybody else does. So I feel like it'll lead me to a lot more happiness if I'm able to just love people and accept people where they're at.
Yeah.
And that'll help with those interactions. Like if I'm feeling angry or agitated with somebody, just remind myself, just fucking love them.
Yeah, it's a good thing. I've been trying to be mindful of like making judgments and assumptions of people. If I see something, like even something simple as like some guy like floors it around me on the highway and be like, damn, that dude's fucking on one today, you know, something where he might be having some shit going on. He might be rushing to the hospital for, you know, somebody he cares about, or there might be something going on in his life that I have no idea about is why he's acting, you know, crazy. And just like all those interactions of, we have no idea what's going on in people's lives, and to make judgments and assumptions based on, you know, 0.1 second, few minutes of interactions with somebody, especially with people you don't even know, and especially with like online, like seeing people's videos. And I just because we watch a lot of like TikToks and videos and stuff with us being creators, not judging people based off of just a glimpse of a window into their life, which is hard to do. But I being on the receiving end of it has made me think about that a lot lately, of being like, damn, people really don't know me. But that's why like is what guiding me in my life. It's like when I die, you know, the people that do know me, the people that are there at the funeral, the people that, you know, I've spent most of my time with and I've put a lot of energy into, is what are they going to have to say about me? You know, what are their thoughts? What am I leaving behind? You know, because like even somebody who I don't know that cussed me out on the highway the other day for me acting crazy, doing something that, you know, I probably don't even remember.
Right.
Like, they're not going to know that I'm gone, or they're not going to know, you know, anything about me. So it's like the people that I'm putting energy into, which is, you know, I put energy into you guys every day. There's, you know, my relationship with Henley, my relationship with my family that I've been working on. You know, what's that going to look like when I die?
Desi, are we still recording? Okay. Yeah, 100%, dude. And one thing that I've learned, that I try to think about, is every single one of those interactions is a chance to perpetuate more positivity. And it's like, of course, we don't always win those, but it's literally an opportunity, chance. How many of those chances did you spread love and positivity that's going to fucking radiate throughout this universe? And how many chances was it negative? You know what I mean? We're fucking powerful, and we're powerful creatures to be able to, we have unlimited opportunities to create positivity.
It's like those rom-coms where two people literally fucking hate each other's guts, and then all it takes is one thing for them to, one of them see that the other one has a mom that's in the hospital or you know, going through some shit. And then it's like cheesy, corny stuff, but they get to know each other and they realize, oh, you literally just have shit going on, and I just didn't know.
Have you guys seen When Harry Met Sally?
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so simple.
Such a good
so
movie.
good.
Steven,
Steven.
what are you trying to work on, dog?
What am I trying to work on?
What are you trying to work on?
The Clippers. I think if we could get the Clippers, dude, it would
We could
fix
work on
90% of who you are as a man.
That's not even a long-term work on thing. That's an instant.
Let's
done,
do it right now.
Good to go.
I don't. Dude, I'm so hyper focused on being successful and having fun and whatnot that, I mean, I don't even know if I work on my flaws.
What is being successful?
I don't know, just reaching goals or whatever my goal is. For example, hitting 1 million followers on YouTube, just hyper focusing on that, and try to live in the moment with my kids. But I feel like I'm doing the things that matter to me, and I'm neglecting the flaws, which I could always work on my communication skills with you guys and with Alex and the girls. And I don't know, I'm just so hyper focused on those things. I don't think I have little to no focus on my flaws, which is probably an issue.
I know one day, a couple weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago, we were talking about on a move where you roasted me for breaking something, and then I pouted, something to that effect.
I
But
fucking
you-
love the term pouting for grown men. God, it's so good and underrated.
Let's
cut the shit. We do be doing it.
he was like joking about something, but it just came off to me like I just broke something very expensive, and like he was just telling me I'm bad is how it felt. So I pouted, of course, and then
Why wouldn't you?
he brought it to my attention like a month ago.
You guys didn't. No, you guys didn't understand. This came up because I was stirring the pot. I was talking shit, and then This is years after the fact. I'm talking shit, stirring the pot, just to realize what Blakeson's getting ready to tell you.
Yeah, and then Steven had no clue that he thought it was just a joke, and I since then it wasn't a big deal, but I thought he was just being kind of mean, and then he apologized and gave me a hug, and he was like, well,
And
that's
probably
not,
a kiss.
and that's not how I meant it. And I was like, you're good, man. I appreciate that, and I remember that, and I feel like that's something that even a little bit of growth there, because
good on you,
sometimes it's
Steven.
hard to accept that we've done anything wrong, or to apologize for something's a cool thing.
I didn't even consider like the actual trauma that you could have been going through, dropping the piece or whatever, because I was so already impressed by the battle we just went through, carrying
It
one
was
of the
a-
biggest and heaviest
yeah.
things a long distance, and then onto a truck, and then setting down and to just miss it and drop. You know what I mean? I was so like high off the fact that we just did that and went to war together that I wasn't considering
So
the
it's your
negative.
This
fault
thing
you
was
dropped
And then
it.
I just
You
made
were
a
high.
little joke out of
Yeah.
it just to lighten the mood, because he was bummed out, and it was just a wrong. It was
I
a
just
bad,
felt
a bad
like
joke.
I felt like garbage just because it was this. We moved this dude all the way to Florida, and he had incredibly expensive stuff. This thing was ridiculously heavy, and the bottom of it was made out of literal paper mache.
It was a fucking
so-
overcooked linguine noodle down there.
Dog, you just blew on it a little bit. It started crumbling. So I just felt bad for breaking it. But either way, the point is you went out of your way to apologize even years later because you didn't know the situation fully, and I didn't know your intention. And then I was
want
like,
you guys
I
to
thought that was
know-
very cool.
Hence my poor communication skills.
That's why I knew this situation would be
That's why you
resolved
brought
in an amicable way. Is why I started talking shit.
That's why you brought it up.
Years later,
You said, "Hey, bitch."
I was like, "Hey, this is gonna come to a peaceful resolution. Let me start talking some shit so
Remember
these
when you
boys can
said-
rekindle."
He said,
Yep.
remember when you broke?
This was years ago, you guys, and I just started talking some shit like a
Yeah.
couple months, and then the whole thing got ironed out. So
Okay,
you're
well,
welcome.
What about that iPod doc?
I don't have much to say other than what I've been saying. I didn't break it. I don't know what to tell you.
You guys are
You
friends.
guys have made a joke out of it.
Yeah, it's a meme at this
I
point.
wasn't even there, and I think I bring it up more than anyone.
Blakeson was there.
I was there, though.
Don't you say that. Blakeson was there.
I've been there.
Yeah. I think we're all working on stuff, whether intentionally or unintentionally. We want to be good guys.
Yeah, I try and do my best to be good, and what that means for me is different from you guys, and I think that's one of the things too, is accepting that other people get to live their lives in a way that maybe we don't see eye to eye, but that's a-okay. Like, you guys do things differently than I would, which is fine. It doesn't mean better or worse. That just means we're different people. If everyone is doing shit the same way, thinking the same way, I think it'd be pretty boring.
You say not better or worse. How I do things is arguably worse in all facets. But the rest of you are probably better and worse in some ways.
What you're saying, you don't
Eh,
learn,
eh,
you just
hold
live.
Some people live and they learn. I just live. I don't fuck around with the learning
He
part.
refuses to change
Yeah.
anything about anything he's doing.
Yeah.
I respect that
I
about
totaled
you.
my motorcycle and almost died. I bought another one as soon as I could walk.
Yep.
A week and a half later. 2
Yeah.
weeks.
I drove 5 hours to go buy another one. So
That's impressive.
Aggressively.
That's
went
a
and got
form
another
of
one.
impressive.
Yeah.
I don't know which form it is, but it is impressive.
it's the
That's a species of impressive. Yeah. It's not.
A variant of.
I'm here to impress. That's
Might
what I'm
even be
here
a
for.
variety
oh,
of.
dang it.
That's fucking funny, you guys. Yeah, I think that we are finding our own fucking paths without I don't know, dude. I think about my fucking purpose in life and why we're here, and I don't know that I have a purpose. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I think about some weird shit.
Yeah.
I think about
In regards to kinks?
not
or-
even in regard to
and we're
kinks and
back.
sexual fetishes.
And
No,
we're
no, no.
back.
So like even just talking about this shit out loud, maybe you guys can help me. So whether you're religious or not, anytime I've talked to anybody, I've never talked to somebody who is not convinced that we have a spirit. To me, it's like, oh, we have a body and we have a
I don't
spirit,
even
and there's two
know
separate things.
What that means.
And I don't know, when I fucking press and try to talk to people anytime, it's only come up a couple times where people are even willing to engage on this level. It's like, okay, do you have a spirit? Instantly, the answer is always yes, I do. Okay. What the fuck does that mean? Like, how can you be so sure? When I think about this, and this is a weird thing, I am literally my eyes, my eyesight. Any memory I have, anything, like, I guess maybe mouth too, in a way, eyes and mouth. It's like, I am my senses. Everything that I know to be true or what I think to be true about this world has come to me from my senses. It's come to me from hearing people say things, or come to me from me seeing things and observing things myself, or obviously smell or touching things. But like, to say that I have a spirit, I don't even literally cannot even begin to imagine what that means.
It's just a theory, dude.
I guess it could be.
But people are convinced, dude. And if you talk to anybody, it's like it's a baseline. It's like, yeah, I have a spirit. Moving forward, anything that I'm gonna say is based on the fact that I do have a spirit. So I'm like, okay, like, how do you know that you have a spirit?
I feel like it's in their imagination, and they're thinking that their imagination is a form of a sixth sense, maybe.
Well,
how else would they know?
I don't know about spirit. Maybe that's not like that's just
when I say
word.
That, how do you, are you more, to me, I am my body. That's it. This is it. It's a fucking an infinitely complex series of biological and physiological reactions.
Nuts and bolts. Sorry.
No, and that's it. There's hardware, and that's it. And there's out of the hardware is fucking the result, this result. So it may not be spirit or soul or whatever. I think it's biological. That's it, is my theory.
I agree. And
so I didn't mean to cut you off.
There's something, I don't know about spirit, but there's something about consciousness that I don't think we are our body. I think our body, I don't know. It's weird to think about, because when you say spirit, I just think like energies. Like when you be like, oh, the vibes are off. Like you can just tell, like when somebody's down, you can, and I don't know if that's a sixth sense or whatever, but like you can feel the energy in a room without seeing it or hearing it.
I don't know neurochemistry enough to know that is not
a combination of the other senses.
Of the other senses, a combination of, we have evolved for millions of years together. Mm-hmm. Somebody who doesn't pick up on those clues is less adapted to succeed in social situations. So of course, over millions of years, if I can pick up on subtleties, fucking almost imperceptible subtleties of your demeanor, body language, fucking breathing rate, I don't know, anything, then I'm less likely to get along with you guys, less likely to reproduce, less likely for my genes. So I'm not saying that is the case, but I'm saying to me, almost anything can be explained with a potential biological answer. And it's like, when I really reflect, I'm talking fucking meditative state on what is my spirit, where is my spirit, separate spirit and body, I cannot do it.
Well, adding drugs to the mix, and maybe that does something.
Add drugs to the mix further confirms the biological.
Why do you say that?
It further puts into perspective, really fucking magnifies the reality that we are simply neurochemistry. You change this little variable, this output happens. You change this tiny little amount, this output happens. It really fucking accentuates the fact that it's completely biological, and that it's a reaction of the chemicals in our brain, the neurotransmitters in our brain, the levels of these fine tuning. You know what I mean?
So you think people using drugs and then seeing spirits and all that shit is just bullshit, or what does that mean? It's just a chemical reaction in your brain.
Yeah, I mean, just like anything, if your brain's reacting a certain way, then any kind of thoughts or images you've seen in the past or ideas that you have in your head that you've concocted through whatever are going to be exemplified, you know? So I don't see that kind of stuff whenever I've done like mushrooms or anything. And I think that that's in part because I don't believe in that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that you see what you want to see. I mean, if you look hard enough, you'll see what you want to see type vibe.
Yeah. What comes to mind is like Indians and chiefs fucking chiefing, and then
they do crazy stuff. They do crazy stuff.
That's Bible.
Dude, the only thing that doesn't make sense to me, and why I think so, like, I'm not religious, but I do think that there is some sort of higher being, whether that be a God that cares and is involved in the daily life, or just fucking did some shit and moved on, you know, made a little Play-Doh planet and walked off and to make another Play-Doh planet somewhere and doesn't pay attention, whatever.
But you think something?
I think something is there, and there is something came from nothing type vibe or, whatever. But like one of the things that I think about is I kind of like went through a rabbit hole of like theology, and they be talking about like these cultures, across thousands and thousands of miles, thousands and thousands of years ago, having the exact same experiences, the exact same stories, religions across the world are pretty much like based on the same things type vibe. And I don't know if that's a God thing or if people just are experiencing the spirit. But I know when I've taken some like psychedelics, like there's been times where I've been like back in my head, like I'm watching, like my eyeballs are here and I'm back and it's like black and I'm watching what's happening through like a TV screen type thing. And I think for me, the consciousness that when you're like, I'm sitting here talking, but I'm thinking about things at the same time. So it's like my mind and my consciousness are doing something completely different than my body's doing. And I don't know if that's what you're saying is just a bunch of chemical reactions, or if like they're two separate entities that kind of just work in unison most of the time.
Yeah, I think that it would take somebody explaining it to me. Like for me, all of the things you said, even with seemingly unconnected cultures experiencing things, like there's, to me, easy possible explanations. Obviously, you would have to be an expert in sociology and historian to understand things like that. But to me, I can think of reasons why that would happen. If you think about us all being human beings, we have the same baseline or framework for chemistry for ways to stay alive. It would make perfect sense that if these things are happening over, you have tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of years, that there's going to be very similar experiences because we are very similar to one another.
Yeah.
We're definitely more similar than we are different. So if something popped up over here, it would only make sense that in a completely unconnected way that it would pop up over there. Now, when you get down to the specifics, things are very different. And it's like, that's because the variation, that's because of all of the
infinitely different variables.
Yeah, all of the different cultures, different fucking realities that these people experience. But I think until there's something that doesn't make sense and can't be explained even as a possible solution, I think it's just the simplest answer. As far as how we all got here, I have no fucking clue. I don't know. It seems weird. I think that just saying we were created is kind of it is the simplest answer. I think it's much more complex to think that something came from nothing, but that shit's so far over my head. I can't even begin to speak on that.
I only think because when I was going through this like theology little rabbit hole, and I've done very, very little research into this type of stuff, just only scrape the surface. Yeah, picture books mostly, but pretty much every philosopher like throughout the history have like all come to the conclusion that there's something more. And then, these are people that have spent their entire lives thinking way more in depth than we have and can, and then have spent their entire lives.
That's just the easy answer to something you can't figure out.
Yeah,
because we are so small compared to the universe or galaxies, even that. How else would you know? You know what I mean? You can't even see as far as what there is to know.
To me, it's just around the corner. An explanation. What if an explanation is literally just around the corner?
That could easily be discovered with quantum physics.
There was no flying, and flying, just so you guys know, according to fucking scientists, whatever, flying was thousands of years away right before it happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like an explanation could be right around the corner. These motherfuckers went from no flying ever to landing on the moon in 63 years.
And think about whenever quantum mechanics and quantum computers come out, what that's going to do to technology. And
so we don't have an explanation for the beginning right now. It could be something very physically possible. Like, obviously, I don't know. But that's just, at that point, even talking about that is as much religion as fucking religion is, because it's hypothesis and, supposition. But I don't know.
If there is a God and he created everything, what does he care if we need him or want to hear from him for proof? He doesn't care. He's worried about galaxies and black holes.
If there is some sort of God, we don't know what his care is. It could literally be
the opposite of what you're saying.
It could be a malicious thing. It could be something that is the opposite of what we think. It could be someone that's everything.
He's watching us go to war and playing.
Yeah, like he's
and,
purposely doing it. We don't know, and I don't think we'll ever know, but it's interesting to think about nonetheless.
Yeah.
I don't care what the answer is because
Dude,
it doesn't really change things for me.
We study ants into the fucking absolute smallest of details of specifics.
Yeah.
We study ants. It's the same. It could be the same thing.
Yeah.
You say we don't matter, or we could be insignificant on a universal scale. But what if we're the most significant thing? Obviously, that's egocentric, but we might be the most significant thing.
Yeah, I've had that conversation about like aliens. People would be talking about like, dude, there's no way, like, with how big the universe, like other aliens don't exist. And I was like, yeah, probably, most likely. But like, what if we are the first? Like, that's also a possibility. Is that we were the first in all of the universe. We were the first life to start.
Or are the first.
Doesn't
like
mean
it will happen again, but it hasn't yet.
Yeah, type number. So it's like that possibility exists as well.
Or we could be like the 5th edition. You never know.
Or
For real.
I thought we just discovered that there's life outside of us. Isn't that a thing, or is that fake?
There's all kinds of stuff over the news talking about biologics have been
and that
formed.
hasn't changed anything. I saw a TikTok. I didn't even finish the TikTok.
I didn't even
went
like
to
the
the
TikTok.
Oh, aliens exist. I don't have
That's
time.
what I'm saying. I'm like, it didn't change shit.
Right.
Unless people
what's
are
Kimmy
freaking,
K up to nowadays?
Yeah, unless
That's
people
what
are
he's worried about.
literally, I'm imagining like end of the world, cars are freaking out, hitting each other, and then
Independence
unless
Day.
that's happening, I'm not really worried about it.
Off into the distance.
Storming the
For
Capitol.
no reason too. They're just randomly they hear it on the. They're like, oh fuck.
All right, I'm gonna challenge you guys. Steven, do you think we have a spirit or soul or something beyond our physical body that is you?
I haven't thought about it in depth enough, but we're so different and smarter and more advanced than any other species we've ever known, other than like monkeys, which even then we're way ahead. That why would we not have something special like a spirit that separates us from everything else? So yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Spirit.
Blakeston?
I don't think so, just because I don't think I can fully comprehend what people mean by that. But I think as we were before we were alive is what we are after we die, and we just are nothing. We're just our cells that are grouped together, and then once we die, we're dying.
Just be a transfer of energy when you die.
Could be, but I don't even think that. I think we just die. I think it's just that, and then that's that. But I
mean, the energy has to go somewhere.
I'm with Steven. I think we got a spirit. I think that spirit, that consciousness, that energy, whatever you want to call it, is what separates us from everything else. The ability to discern morality and right from wrong, and be able to
future and past.
Yeah, be able to pick and choose. What we want to be doing, and like, 'cause I'm just thinking about like a lion is like he's just doing everything off natural instinct, whereas we get to pick and choose. Are we going to follow our natural instinct, whatever that might be, or are we going to rise above it? Or are we going to change? Are we going to, all these things, I think, is what separates us from the animal kingdom, and that's that, whatever that is, the spirit, the consciousness, the whatever, which if you want to go the religious route is what was bestowed upon us by God or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I challenge you guys. We don't even ever have to talk about it on a podcast again.
They do exist.
We don't have to talk about it on a podcast again, but maybe for a future, just think about what it means if you think we have a spirit, and try to help explain it to me. And maybe we'll pick it up at a different date in the future. Maybe not. Maybe just talk about it in real life. But I'm very interested for my own, because if we do have a spirit, I need to get in touch with Ho.
Yeah. Well, I'm just like thinking about like right now. I don't even know if this makes sense or is even like a thing. But in my head right now, I'm thinking about like move my arm, like my arm raise up, and it's not when I'm thinking it and it's not happening. I have to physically move it. So my consciousness thinking one thing and my body not doing another. To me, is like we are what's inside, not we are the physical.
Okay, proof.
Body.
I don't separate
Great experiment.
I don't understand that enough to know that that's
awesome
proof.
hypothesis.
I don't know that. I think inner monologue is measurable, and I think that can be explained. Inner monologue and is exactly what you're describing can be explained.
Yeah,
So, but I don't know. You might be right, but I think that's like they have explanations for the synaptic and neural pathways that occurs and how that occurs, and can literally.
The same way you were
I get what
thinking,
you're
move your arm is the same way it's the same electrical impulse that makes you actually do it, is maybe proof of what,
Yeah,
what you mean?
I think they're very similar. Like they talk about mental reps and how it does have. They've proven that mental reps do have benefit, and like even talking to yourself, even if it's not move your arm example. Obviously, you have a voice in your head. I think that I don't know that that's
Which
not
I heard
biological,
some people don't.
which is weird.
Which
They have pictorials.
Ew.
What?
Steven
like-
speaks to himself in
so-
hieroglyphics.
So like Henley's dad's one of them where he doesn't have like an inner monologue. He can't have like I'm thinking words right now, like talking to myself. Like he doesn't have that. No words, no
weird.
And
no
he
talking.
just sees, and hears nothing.
No, he just like
sees
he
black.
sees like pictures. Like it'll be like just like
What, in
images.
the
of
kindergarten
thing.
learning how to read book is going on.
Yeah, I
That's
don't.
incredible. What I can do in my head is crazy. I can like
Yeah.
form movies in my head, and I can close my eyes, and the shiny, the lights, and the weird things you see. Like if you stare at that, you close your eyes, you can see it. When you close your eyes, I can morph that into different things.
Yeah,
I can do all kind of stuff in my
yeah,
head.
me too. I was doing it last night. Matter of fact, when I was going to bed, dude, I was
Yeah.
literally laying there, and
I
I
can't.
just was. It was just things were going fucking crazy, and then I literally started. I was dizzy. I stood up, and I was woozy.
Damn.
Must be fucking nice. I
Yeah.
can't even remember people's faces, and that's not a joke. I can barely like I think about Violet's face, fucking like barely, dude. Your
I
guys'
know what
face,
you
who I
mean.
see
I know
every
what you
day,
mean.
fucking I can barely imagine what it looks like.
I can imagine the
bad my memory
face,
is.
like I can imagine your face if I close my eyes and want to draw it, but not nearly as well as I can imagine something simpler like a cartoon, like Goku's face. I can see his face in my head.
You were gonna
and then
say
draw
what?
the details.
Cartoon. You almost said cartoon.
Bitch
Well, I
ass
was gonna say
bitch.
like cartoon style, but then I just gave an exact example
of
Yeah.
a cartoon.
of something that I
You're
do.
disrespectful, and I have a gift for you that I may not give you now.
and as you guys know, I love calling anime cartoons just because it's so stupid. I'm the
It's
village idiot.
stupid. God dang it.
Chase and I have gifts for you guys too.
Oh yeah, me
yeah.
and Blake
Present
did
them.
it together.
Present them.
They're not here.
All right, yeah, my fucking
Soon
mind's
though.
eye is broken.
You
My
ever
brown
try?
eye's
You ever try not?
intact and good to go?
You ever try not to think about something?
It's impossible.
I've tried to like not think about, just to like literally not think about anything, and then all of a sudden there's an alligator in my head, and then there's this, and,
And he's
there's
doing
that,
weird.
and it leads
He's
to-
in a rap battle.
yeah, like weird. I try to like blank out to where it's like a blank white room or something, which is still something. So I'm not even
I'm not
doing a
gonna
good
lie.
job at that.
I can't think about nothing, and I've done it a lot of times, and you don't realize you were successful until later.
That's
you
what I'm
have
saying.
to reflect back.
Do you ever consciously focus on? All right, I'm gonna think about nothing right now. No, I think about
Yeah.
a white room, and almost instantly it's Morgan Freeman in the white room from Bruce Almighty.
There is
Yeah.
a God, and it's
Yeah.
No, that's
Morgan
what I'm
Freeman.
saying.
Fucking Morgan
I
Freeman.
think I can do that sometimes, like be meditative and have nothing, but you don't realize that you're successful until later.
Yeah. Dude,
Impressive.
I've been
Yeah.
super interested, but haven't put forth any effort into like reading about like Buddhism. That shit's like that pretty interesting to me
I
as
think these,
far as
yeah, you're
just
talking
like
about the old Eastern
Yeah,
religion.
dude, it's
in
not like
general.
like Buddha is their god, but he was like
he's
legit
not.
like opposed to Jesus, who's I don't know if there is any proof that he ever actually lived or if those are just stories, but like they like Buddha was a man that did live and-
achieve nirvana.
yeah, and he just achieved nirvana and became enlightened. I haven't done a lot of research into it, but
What does that
like
say?
it
Mummified?
seems more interesting to me because it's like, all right, like Buddha was a man and he achieved these things, and it's the whole premise behind it is like internal happiness and
Yeah.
internal just becoming internally happy and satisfied and fulfilled and becoming enlightened,
I think you might be,
opposed to relying on outside God forces
us.
coming down. Like we are like
Damn.
dude. I think
Yeah.
exactly what you're saying. Kind of what Steven said about our mind. I think we are fucking ridiculously powerful. Like we have potentially, as far-fetched to an exaggerated degree, superpowers that we just don't know how to do. Think about the things that we can already do. I think we do have superpowers in a way that we have more control or the ability to manipulate the physical world around us than we realized. And I think it is scientific or can be explained, but we just have to unlock those
Dude, an
fucking
example-
traits. I don't know how to describe it other than like energy, being able to use energy.
I saw a video the other day of this scientist or teacher of some sort was doing not an experiment, but just fucking with somebody. They gave him a fake arm and hand and then put his arm over here, put a wall right there, and he was doing tests and neurological things to make it feel
Phantom
like
limb syndrome.
phantom limbs, and he would like touch the finger or anywhere and just do sensations, and he would actually feel on his arm. And if we can like actually trick if our brains can actually make us think that something that's not us is us, dude, there's all kind of shit we can do. If string theory exists, dude, we can do telekinesis. I feel like just using our brain.
And that's just one thing. The placebo effect is literally proven to be effective, so much so that when they do clinical trials, double-blind studies, they have to control for the placebo effect by doing double-blind, which means the administrator doesn't know and the person doesn't know whether they're receiving the medicine.
Yep.
And they have to give people people literally heal spontaneously because they think they're getting medicine.
Yeah.
That's
it's like,
crazy.
okay, buddy, this is like not even like a debate. This is like the proven fucking thing. And it's like, okay, then yeah, we
Dude,
have control.
when that dude was like touching the fake finger, you saw the other hand reacting to it, the movement and the stimulation. It was crazy. The muscles and just, yeah, insane. And then he fucking hit it with a hammer and he freaked the fuck out. It was crazy. Yeah.
Oh, no, we're good. Yeah.
He would feel all the pokes and would be like nervous and anticipatory of it. And yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, anyways, guys, I think this is about it for us. We've been talking a lot. We've talked about a lot of different things here.
Started off with our kinks.
Started off with our kinks. It was great intro,
welcome.
Steven.
Good job on the intro.
Yeah, but I found that very informative, and I feel very good about our conversation here. You know, just getting into a little bit more deeper down into your guys' brains, digging down on in there, seeing what's going on in there.
Thanks for getting inside
For
of
you
me.
three.
It was kind of
scary
echoey.
place.
Yeah.
Kind of a scary place.
When
for
I
me
went
to
into your
live.
head, it was echoey.
That's me. I'm that.
No,
But
that's
make
us.
sure you guys check it out. Go subscribe on fucking everywhere. The podcast will be released early on Patreon if you want early access and want a little bit of feedback, want to be able to interact with the four fucking idiots sitting in front of you. Make sure you subscribe on Patreon, leave the comments or message, let us know your thoughts. But TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, go get a cameo, buy some merch, sexy mover calendar coming out. My God, there's a lot of things in the works,
Yeah,
you guys.
if you want to support us, there's definitely some ways to do that financially. If you don't have the means for that, that is A-okay. If you just want to engage with us, like, comment. You know, we try and get to as many comments as we can in our TikToks and Instagrams and hopefully YouTube. So just engage with us and support us. We definitely appreciate it.
It goes a long way.
Yeah, it does.
Seriously.
It really does mean a lot. And if
I
you
need this.
would, we would like to institute a little segment in these podcasts where we get to Patreon specific questions where people ask us questions or want to know more about us. And we so get on Patreon, leave us some comments, and hopefully you know we pick your comment and answer some questions for you guys.
I'm trying to have some of these patrons. What are they called? Patrons?
Patrons.
Influence the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's something we wear, something we talk about, something, you know.
I've even thought about like somebody having a question so good it just becomes the entire
The podcast.
episode of the podcast. Like it just gets me going so hard.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Before we go, because I think we have a little bit of extra time, we could take a few minutes. Blakeston,
I don't have anything today.
no thoughts?
No,
All right.
I don't have
Right.
any kind of good thoughts or bad thoughts. I don't even think about
I have one. I
things.
said this the other day. This is
Is it going to piss me off?
no, I told you guys about it the other day, but it just blew my mind, and I'll say it again for these people,
All right.
these lovely people.
Oh, you
Dude,
people.
There's a, I think it was the blue butterfly or blue moth, whatever. It is starts off as a little caterpillar, and it excretes honeydew on its back that attracts ants, and then it like puffs up and does something where it like covers the ant in pheromones, and the ant thinks it's a queen. So it picks up this little caterpillar and it takes it into the ant's lair with the thousands of other ants, and it convinces all these other ants that it is the queen, and it is carnivorous. So once it's in there, it starts eating the larva, and then the ants start dying because it's eating all the larvae. And then over a course of 6 months, it grows 100 times its original size,
Oh, my God.
and it has
Sneaky
consumed
bitch.
almost the entire colony.
And
and
then
then it
flies away
and
all
then it-
nonchalant.
Chrysalis,
Chrysalis?
whatever. It cocoons itself and then busts out as a beautiful butterfly.
And
But it's
fucking flies off into the sunset like nothing happened.
yeah,
What
after
a
just
fucking
consuming
snake.
an
There
entire
is
population.
a degree of intelligence there. There's no way there's not.
That is a fucking snake in the grass if I've
Yeah.
ever heard of
Goddamn.
one.
Well, I've got
Sneaky
a decent
bitch.
one.
Hold on. We're not moving on from this just yet. Willy-nilly, they under their own accord carry hoe into the hive. And he's smirking. You know him. You
Hey,
know he's
got it.
smirking. Gotcha, bitch. He's over here trying not to
Got you.
Well, hold
snicker.
on.
away.
That's proof that the devil exists, bare minimum.
The ant's carrying him, and homeboy's over like this.
I'm gonna eat all your fucking younglings.
Right. Eats their babies of all things.
It's one of the only few carnivorous caterpillars out there.
Grows 100 times over the course of 6 months. Blake's gonna be like 8 feet tall if that were the case. I mean,
I'd be like 6 inches if that were the case.
Wow.
No, so then grows 100 times. Does it when it goes into the cocoon, they don't fucking attack it, or he eats all of them, so they're dead.
They were like all because it had the footage.
Or does
I
it
don't know.
leave?
I don't know how they got the footage, but I can only assume it's like a little snake camera they have inside this.
They use one of those in my sewers. Yeah,
Yeah, one of them sewer
to check the
thingies.
drains.
But dude, like it was when it originally gotten taken in there, it was getting crawled on this, that, third, just like thousands of ants in there. And when they had the footage of it in its little cocoon, barren, dude. I don't know if it ate. They said consumed most of the colony. I can only assume the survivors like
Dipped.
What if they're
Like,
yeah? What
peaced
if,
out,
yeah.
like-
What if they were like, our babies are dying here, we have to leave? Yeah, and they just fucking bounce because they don't know what the fuck is going on.
Or
They
he
got
ran-
sucker punch.
He
They
ran
said,
out of
John
pheromone.
brought this fucking thing here. We got to get out of here, dude.
So it goes into the cocoon. How many? If one's named John, how many are named John? There's millions of them.
That's what I'm saying. There's so many ants on the planet that probably him killing that whole cocoon is nothing. It's-
Nothing. Yeah.
literal did not make a dent.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. And
Dude,
then he
have
just
you heard-
flies off into the wind, willy nilly, chill as
And it
fuck.
was beautiful as a motherfucker. Let me
Ah,
tell you what,
That is
that
the
thing
devil.
came out.
Oh, he is the fucking
Like-
Illuminati elite, dude, on the
Dude.
adrenochrome of the young, bro.
It was like royale blue, like indigo colored. It was
Wow.
tight.
You know how many
Yeah.
ants
Dope.
are like per? Desi, can you look up how many ants are per like square foot in just in someone's yard? Like it's an unbelievable amount. Of ants
What's
on
the over under
planet.
on 55?
Oh, it's like thousands or it's a lot.
gonna
It's
say
like
it.
unbelievable. I think it's a ridiculous
Per
amount.
square
Well,
foot.
that's
If I
why I
dug
don't
out
Blake's
of
going with over. Steven?
I can't even comprehend. I don't know.
Like per square yard in the
Okay, now
average
it's a
American.
yard.
I
That
think
changes
it's,
I
my
know
whole
that.
thought
I
process,
can't.
dude.
Oh,
Seriously, I was going by
said
feet,
you
and
go by
now I
feet,
can't
now I gotta
fucking
go
convert that.
Going from
I
fucking
think you just multiply it by 9, maybe. I don't know.
Standard to metric. I don't even know what's happening.
I think that
Well, both of those are the. Hold on, because I don't think I did a change in.
No, you don't know.
Okay, all right.
No.
I had to double check because I'm stupid.
I have heard that ants outweigh humans in biomass 100 to 1,
Yeah.
Wow.
which is a fuck ton.
27 per square foot.
1.2 million per acre,
In
or about
Maryland?
27 per square
That
foot.
was pretty damn close, Chase.
Well, that was an under 55.
Yeah, so it was under 55.
Damn. But
Whatever.
anyway,
Anyways,
that's
still
ridiculous.
very
On
Per
Earth,
square foot of a fucking state of a whole. Of the,
on Earth, though, they say that ants outnumber. Oh, a small colony of ants will have 20,000 to 100,000 roughly. So they
Damn.
say on Earth,
That butterfly
ants. So think about
going to
how many
town.
ants to make up one human body is, I don't even know, millions.
yeah.
And the ants outweigh biomass to biomass humans 100 to 1.
Wow. I think we need to go to war with the ants.
Yeah.
I don't feel safe.
We would
scared.
lose.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
keep peace because of fear.
Think about something my size. I would have to take out 100 of. I mean, a fucking flamethrower though. Be real.
Ah, yeet.
But if they get any element of surprise or any
I'm
sort of
telling you
thing, the sheer numbers.
Intellectual.
I'm telling you, if we go to war with the ants, if they're dumb enough to bring a caterpillar into their
Probably just
nest,
build a moat. Never mind.
no. Have you seen the ants? That
They
that
do
ball
it, but not
together?
far. No. I've
And they-
seen the ants, but they're not going across a moat. Let it be 10
Dude, they've
feet.
gone across the ocean. It's how they explain migration paths, dude. Of how
They're
like
so small, they're fucking hydrophobic. So
Yeah.
they
Buoyant
don't break the surface
ball
area.
together. Yeah, it's how they explain
Yeah.
how like ants have gotten that we know came from like Africa and they're in like
They
South
floated their
America.
happy ass over
Yeah.
here.
Crazy. Well, I mean, if they're dumb enough to bring a
Goddamn.
caterpillar in their nest to consume them, do we just build a giant pheromone beaker where we get them all in one place? We just nuke
And
the
they're
shit
strong,
out of them?
strong.
Yeah.
They're strong.
Like
They can.
they're floating over from Japan,
Hey, 100 ants.
Africa, Russia. They're all coming over to this thing because it's like a skyscraper of pheromones.
Skyscraper, queen bee, queen fucking ant, yeah.
Yeah.
And then just flamethrower. We get in a circle with flamethrowers. Napalm.
We wouldn't have enough. We wouldn't have enough.
Fuck.
You just nuke them.
I'm scared. Yeah, I'm scared of that.
You get the rednecks involved, dude. I guarantee
yeah.
they, yeah.
Yeah,
I
you're right.
guarantee they thought about this shit before.
Yeah. They've been planning this shit out.
Right.
You go to some fucking trailer and he's like, "Trust me, y'all, I got this."
Anyways.
Got cans of Raid on his
It's
deck.
just ant traps everywhere. He's like, "Wow, we're just chilling." They're stupid. They just go into the
That's
ant traps.
funny. They
All
are
right.
dumb.
Well, that's it for
Well,
us.
hold on,
That
because
was.
I want to end with my little funny thing.
Get up in
Oh,
there.
I thought you
Yeah,
were waiting
shut
on
up.
Interesting
us.
thing. I
He
was
hasn't
patiently
said
waiting.
anything because
It's
he
true.
would forget. He
He
hasn't
was.
said anything because he
I was
would
like,
forget.
I don't
Okay,
even
get
know
in
if this is true, but I did hear this, and I
That's
thought was
true.
interesting.
That's all I
Do
need.
you guys know the Stegosaurus?
Yeah.
The-
With
the-
scales on its back.
It's like plates on his back,
Yeah.
all the way head to tail.
Yeah.
We are closer in age than that Stegosaurus, one of the most popular dinosaurs in the world. Than
And the
that
T-Rex,
is
but yeah.
in comparison to a T-Rex, like mid-Jurassic to late Cretaceous. We're closer in age to the Stegosaurus than the
Stegosaurus is to the T-Rex.
You
Yeah.
telling me
Humanity
a
is?
T-Rex wasn't fucking
Humanity is?
chowing down on a Stegosaurus back in the day?
not different time frame.
That's fucking crazy. When I heard that,
So you're saying the extinction to that to when the Stegosaurus was alive is further than from Stegosaurus to us?
Yep.
Okay.
That just goes
Yeah.
to show how old the universe is, and we're probably the
A
fifth
fucking-
edition
No,
of human.
I read the
Fifth
Bible.
edition of
We're
human.
Or
like
the ants.
13. It's only like 13,000. 6 to
I
12,000.
to, same
Yeah,
exact
that's a
thing,
good
but
point. I take all that back.
same exact thing, but on a much smaller scale. The ancient Greeks to us is the ancient Egyptians to the Greeks. It's the same thing.
Damn.
We're closer to the ancient Greeks than the Egyptians were to the Greeks.
I don't like that.
Nah, they're the same.
Yeah. Ancient Egyptians.
Damn.
Yeah. So this shit, yeah, there's levels to this shit.
And to think we're the first edition of humans, shut up, Kyle.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Shut up your mouth.
What
You
happened?
said we were the first
What
edition.
just happened there?
Well, it's just a point you made. Then I will reply with, we could be the fifth edition of humans.
I remember you saying that. I remember not understanding why you said that.
All right, love you guys. We're out of here.
Review the footage.
Run
All
it back. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Love
Bye-bye.
you guys.
Flick.
Boy.